I'm Sandy Mcintyre and I'm the Distillery Manager from Tamdhu Distillery in Speyside, in the very north of Scotland. I've been in this industry for nearly 20 years. I started my career in Diageo, producing malt for their malt distilleries, and then went on to manage 3 of their distilleries in Speyside. Glenlossie Distillery, Manachmore Distillery and Glen Spey, before in 2014 joining Tamdhu Distillery, where I'm the manager. Tamdhu only ever matures in Oloroso seasoned sherry casks. We only ever produce our whisky in natural colour. It actually marries up the very fruity new make spirit that we produce from the distillery itself. So that spirit is intensely fruity. It wants to burst out a bottle, and you get lovely pears, apples, a little hint of vanilla in terms of that new make spirit. We then put that into the cask, where we're getting the lovely fruitiness from the Oloroso sherry, which then develops and marries up exceptionally well to give us a very well balanced whisky. We use 2 different types of casks. We use American oak wood, Quercus alba, and European oak wood called Quercus robur. Typically what you get from American oak is a lovely golden colour whisky, but it's more vanillas and more sweet, whereas what you get from the European oak style, darker whisky, generally more kind of ruby colour, but from it what you get is lovely raisins, dates, sultanas, Christmas cake flavours. Tamdhu is the only distillery that only matures our single malt in sherry casks. We take great pride in that. We feel it's the correct way to mature Speyside whisky, and that dates back to the days when the distillery opened away back in 1897, 1898, when our very first shipment of casks was sherry casks. It not only is the best way, but is also the most natural way to mature our whisky. We actually use 2 different types of oak. We work with 3 family cooperages out in Spain. We work with a company called Tavasa, and Narciso Tavasa specialises in European oak. Work with another company called Visima, and their Venturi works specifically with American oak. And then another company called Huberto de Mec, and it's their Huberto and his daughter Maria, that again, more so European oak, but also a little American oak. What we want to do is customization process in the preparation of our casks. Sherry casks are very expensive in comparison to bourbon barrels. The process is far more controlled now in terms of quality, to try and ensure that we're getting consistency in the wood that's getting delivered to the distillery, because it is very much those 2 styles, the American oak and European oak, that allow the range of flavours that come from Tamdhu whisky after it's matured. Whisky making right now in the whole of the industry is a little more difficult. We're seeing the global economies having an effect on our industry. Probably around 30 to 40 years ago was the last time there was such a significant impact. However, we don't have the same highs and the same lows, so it's a far smoother curve that we have now. Better prediction in terms of the markets, better prediction in terms of sales as well. I think it's probably going to be somewhere around maybe 2 years before things recover completely. But what's happened in the production side of things is things have slowed down. But we also need to be aware that what we are doing today is something that is actually for 10, 15, 20 years ahead. So we've still got to be aware of those markets will have changed. So right now it's quite a complex management of processes and ensuring that we've got sufficient space in warehouses to allow us to still produce and mature for the next 10, 15, 20 years. It's always got to be about quality. Quality is the #1 thing. Tamdhu is all about quality, it's not about volume. We would rather make less volume but great actual product that we can put into the cask in the first place. So it is very much led by quality, quality, quality.